What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So I am chilling in the not so cloudy UK. This is a rare moment where the sky, still cloudy actually, a little bit cloudy, but not as cloudy as usual. So this video, Human Behavior 101, and these are behavioral traits and events that tend to occur that I've kind of picked up and noticed, and I'm gonna probably make more than one of these type of videos because I feel like there's so much you could talk about. But Human Behavior 101, this could be a part one, we'll see. So the first point I want to make is that things tend to go wrong more so before an event. Things are more likely to go wrong before an event. What do I mean by that? So when you're about to do something different, let me sit down, walking, sometimes I like to sit. So I remember one time, it was around 2020 to 2021. I hadn't been in the boxing gym for a while because, as we all know, around that time the world was a little bit different. So I went into the boxing gym for the first time. I think it was 2021, and I sparred and dislocated my shoulder. I was really excited about getting back into the boxing gym, getting back in there and just getting on with the flow of it, you know, getting on with my boxing, which I hadn't done for a long time. And I dislocated my shoulder. I wasn't sparring any differently to how I normally spar. So what I noticed is when you're about to do something you haven't done in a long time, or you're about to do something new, or you're about to go and do something big, your body naturally becomes a little bit more awake, alert. You know, the hair on your skin is standing up, and that's when you start second guessing yourself and saying, you know, I feel like walking. You start second guessing yourself and say, have I checked this? Have I checked that? Is everything good? And or you start dropping things, or you start, or like, I don't know, say you have something coming up and you know you injure yourself or something like that, you know, before, you know, leading up to something, things can go wrong leading up to something. And oftentimes this is because the reason for this is because your body tenses up. Like your body starts to tense up a little bit. Your energy body and your whole vibration is almost anticipating an event, and so you're naturally more alert and awake. Probably because of the hunter-gatherer days, you know, when you knew something was about to pop off, your energy would become more alert. You know, your eyes widen, you become more tense because your body's anticipating something going down, and that trait is still in our DNA. So you know something's about to happen, and your eyes widen, the hairs stand up, and you're more tense. And this is obviously good for survival because you're more alert and you see things coming. But at the same time, it means because you're more tense, it means that you can be more prone to, you know, injury, things going wrong. Why? Because you're less relaxed. So the key when big things are about to happen or the lead up to something is to relax and not care so much. I know it's counterintuitive, but if I know I've got a big event coming up, I try as much as possible not to care because my spirit already cares. So then you kind of meet that Goldilocks zone in the middle, and then you're, you know, hopefully you're cool. The next one I want to talk about is people who care too much have the least power. And unfortunately, that's something I've noticed in human behavior, you know. And I spoke about this in one of my other videos. People who care the least have the most amount of power. So when you care about, people who care the most have the least amount of power. So when people care too much about something, they become a little bit desperate. They become a little bit too much like they need the situation. So that could be a job. You know, you're going for a job, there's one candidate who, and it's counterintuitive to most people because you think if someone wants something so much, and that's what we hear on TV. A lot of what we hear on TV is lies. You know, some people say money makes the world go round. I think lies make the world go round. So you have you have like a guy who's going for a job, and a guy's going for a job and he hasn't had a job in 30 years and he wants it so much he's desperate to take any wage. And you got another guy who doesn't need that job, has another job, and is prepared to leave things on the table. You don't want to pay me what I'm worth, I'm gone. I've got 3 other offers, so let me take a day to think about whether I'm going to take your offer. He's more likely to get that job because why? Options. He appears to, it's not that, I'm not saying don't care about things, I'm saying care about things, but also have, you give off the subconscious cue that you care about something, but you're prepared to walk out the door if things aren't right for you. Again, you're giving off that Goldilocks energy, that middling energy where you care, but you're also prepared to leave it alone, which means you're not desperate. So people who care too much have the least amount of power. If you're with a girl and you care about her, you love her, but life also would go on without her, even if it isn't what you want. Life would go on without her and you would survive. That a woman will find that more attractive than I need you. Like I can't, I need you, I breathe you, I can't live without you. A woman prefers it, I love you, I want to do life with you, but I can live without you if it absolutely came down to it. So just to round off that point, people who care too much have the least amount of power in any given situation. You need to show that you want a situation and you're prepared to give it your all, but you can also walk away and give that energy to another situation if the terms aren't right for you. The next one is being too nice is a bad strategy. Being too nice is a bad strategy. You gotta be nice to people. Like, don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk to people at all. Like, be nice to people, be cool to people. But being too nice is a bad strategy because then people will start thinking they can treat you poorly. It's just human nature. People start thinking they can treat you poorly. People start thinking that they can mess you about. And for whatever reason, people are drawn, I don't know why, but people are often, not always, people are often drawn to that guy who can be a little bit of a jerk sometimes. And so the same way they're drawn to people who can be a bit of a jerk sometimes, oftentimes people are a little bit disgusted by someone who is too nice. And it's not a rule I made up, it's just something I observed. So maybe that's a flaw in us human beings, I don't know, but reasons why, I'm going to take some guess. I'm going to guess, and I would say a reason why people can sometimes be a little bit disgusted by people who are too nice is because in the hunter-gatherer days, if someone was too nice, that could suggest that they could be corrupted by the opposite tribe and become a spy or something like that. I don't know. No backbone, couldn't stand up for themselves, and therefore they were corrupted or compromised, and that could lead to the death of your tribe because a member of your tribe was too nice and they were able to have their head turned corrupted, compromised, and become a spy or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, because I'm just trying to see it from a point of view of if I was like the leader of a tribe, I probably wouldn't want someone who's too nice in that tribe because, I need people who are willing to fight for the cause, And if you're too nice, you're probably not willing to fight for the cause. So that's probably why. But something I've observed is that being too nice is a bad strategy. People will treat you poorly. Opportunities are often missed for you. But don't confuse what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't be nice. Be cool with people. Don't be a jerk. But don't be too nice. Don't leave. Don't sit at an empty table so that someone who you don't know, don't care about you, and would not do the same in return for you can eat. So that's what I would say to that. That being too nice, being nice is cool, being too nice is a bad strategy. Those who adapt win. Often, it's good to have morals in life. It is good to have morals in life. But at the end of the day, right, take a sip of water. I like this new phone. I needed a phone that is good for recording because I have cameras that are quite expensive, and you know, that's all good, and they're better than this, but it's not always conventional to just, you know, carry about. So to get something that's good quality is all good, but also mobile. So the point I made was those who adapt win. Yeah, very important. Those who adapt to any given situation win. Having morals in life, yeah, that's very important. Having morals is cool, but at the end of the day, if you know, those who are able to adapt to any given situation, those who are able to, you know, I think it even says like in the Torah that, and excuse me if I'm wrong about this, I don't know every single thing that's in the Torah. I've read the Torah, but I believe the Torah states that if you are taken captive, then it's okay for you to pretend that you're not that faith. So I guess you're kind of like adapting to the situation. And then when the coast is clear and everything's safe, you can go back to practicing your faith. So essentially, if you are able to adapt to any given situation, it's going to help you in life, because, you know, it's like this. You know, if you need to adapt to a different corporation, you're working for one corporation, they stand for certain values, and they're the only corporation around that's hiring, you're going to have to kind of project that energy. But then if you go and work for another corporation who have different values, different beliefs, then you're going to have to project those values and beliefs as well. So you need to be like water. You need to adapt to any given situation, and those who adapt oftentimes win, whereas those who are maybe hard-headed and unable to adapt to any given situation, you know, when the flood comes to get you, you're going to stand there proud, drowning. So those who adapt and are like water, you know, it's like boxing. You know, if you're fighting someone who's taller than you, you need to be able to fight on the inside. If you fight someone who's shorter than you, you might need to use your arms and your length. But if you can only use your arms and your reach and throw a jab out there, when you come up against a guy who's got longer arms than you, you're in trouble. If you're someone who can only fight on the inside and you can't switch it up and use angles or be in and out, then you come up against someone who can also fight on the inside, and you need to get out of range at times to find safety in the ring, and you can't do it, then you're in trouble. So being able to adapt to any given situation is important, but also, as a last note, you know, a flip to that, just one little flip to that, you can't be Mr. Lukewarm. I don't know if I've seen it, come across it in the Bible, but I believe God says something in the Bible about, you know, not liking people who are lukewarm, don't stand for anything. So you got to stand for something, but be able to, you know, switch it up as well, you know, when needs must. You know, you can't be but at the same time, don't be Mr. Lukewarm. You know, like, you know, you never stand for anything. You know, people, for whatever reason, God didn't take to it. And I've come across a few YouTube channels who try and appease everyone, and they're not my favorite channels, put it this way. I prefer a channel where, you know, they are like, I stand for this, and then I say, okay, cool, this is the mood I'm in, I'm gonna go listen to that channel. So when I get channels that are like, this guy's good, but this guy's good, but this guy's good as well. Like, for some reason I don't take to it. You know, you're trying to please everyone, and you're pleasing no one. So the next one, meaning well means nothing. It's results that matter. So I'm not saying don't mean well, but oftentimes, you know, you get people who, you know, they mean well and they're nice people, and, you know, I tried so hard for you, but, you know, you're losing. You know, you're losing in life. And unfortunately, this is a hard one, you know. Yeah, you mean well, your intentions are good, but you lose. Like, it's results that matter sometimes, you know. Sometimes it's the results that matter. And, you know, the guy who's not the nicest person in the world but is winning is going to get the options, the choices, and the world's going to open up to him. The guy who means well, but, you know, everyone who associates with him starts inheriting this bad luck, people are just going to resent you. Like, You can mean well, you can do everything for someone, but if your energy equals bad results and you're having a go at people because people don't want to be around you, it's like no one wants to be around you. It's like, but look at everything I've done for you and all this stuff, yeah. Look at everything I've done for you, you know, look at how hard I work for you and all this stuff, but your results are poor. You know, it could be at work, for example. You know, you try your hardest, but you're just not making any sales. And you're like, look at how hard I try for you. I stay, you know, we finish at 5, but I stay till 9 and all this stuff. Like, people don't care, it's the results that matter. And if you are someone who doesn't bring about results, no matter how hard you try or how good your intentions are, like, people are going to resent you. So that's one thing it's a hard one to digest, but I just try and bring results, you know, for people. And, you know, if you're not bringing the results, just keep quiet and just accept it, that you need to come better, change something, or, you know, if the wind's not blowing in your direction, sometimes it's a waiting game. But most dogs do have their day, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Well, be competitive on the outside, be kind on the inside. So, you know, that's a quick one I'm gonna run through. Be nice to people in your house, but on the outside, be nice to people outside, you know, do your bit, but at the same time, understand that when you walk out those doors in your house, it's a competitive environment, whether you realize it or not. You know, people are competing, people will snake you, people will betray you. So be nice, but be on guard, keep that competitive awareness about you. And yeah, just that's a simple one for me. Next one, we're nearing the end now. Yeah, last one. People who project are compensating, man. People who are projecting are compensating. What are you hiding, people? Like, you try and act like, see with me, I try my best. I don't know, we're not perfect out here, but at the same time, I try and not come across as like I'm trying to put out there any type of, you know, like like trying to prove something to people energy. Like that energy where you're trying to prove something to people, I try not to do that, because I try and let my results speak. You know, maybe I'm not perfect. In the past, I definitely was, you know, trying to put on like a tough persona and all that when I was younger, but you know, it's pretty stupid, because there's always someone tougher than you. There's always someone, boxing teaches you that. You know, there's always someone tougher than you, always someone who's got more than you, always someone who can bring something to the table that you can't bring. So I just try and be chill with it, you know, not try and project anything and let my results speak. And when you do that, you start to see the lay of the land a little bit more, and you start to see, okay, these people are projecting. I walk past these people trying to act tough. It's like, there's someone out there who can out tough you, like. So, you know, like, it's not, you know, what are you hiding? What are you compensating for? You know, like, why are you trying to put out this energy that, you know, you're tough and no one can step to you? Like, what energy, why are you doing that? Like, what are you hiding? What are you insecure about? Why are you trying to make out you got money? Like, if you have money, you don't need to make out you have money. And then the real weak people, or the people who really have got insecurities, are the people that have things and still feel the need to tell you that they have it. You know, there's people who don't have it and will try and be front heavy. You got no money, so all the money you do have, you're gonna put into a Gucci belt or some expensive shoes. Cool, but you're still living at mum's house. Or you got money. That's one type of person. You know, you actually don't have much, so you try and project that you have a lot. Or you got the people who actually have, but they're still insecure and they want to make sure you know that they have. You know, they got money, they got cars, they got businesses. Like, I'm not saying never mention what you have, but don't go into overdrive, don't go into overkill with it. Anyway, so that's my human behavior part 1. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.